I pretty much guarantee that if you install this in your business, there's no way that you are not going to get new clients and grow your business. The reason that I know that is because I actually used to work at a $3 million home service business. And this home service business, when I went to work there, they had 36 Google reviews and they were a $3 million business. And the way that they got to $3 million was literally the process that I'm going to tell you today. And I'm going to lay it all out exactly how to do it. And within the first year, I helped them go to $4 million in revenue. And it was by building on top of this system. So as Molly mentioned, I'm the owner of Phlash Consulting. We work with home service businesses to help them implement these types of marketing strategies in their business to grow. Through this agenda, we're going to be talking about why B2B partnerships matter and why they're so important. And if I was starting a home service business, or if I had a multi-million dollar home service business and I didn't have the strategy implemented, this is exactly what I would do first to help grow my business. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the visibility strategy. So how do you actually find these partners? I'm going to walk through. I have tabs open. I'm literally going to show you exactly what to do. We're going to walk step by step on how to build this system. I'm going to literally build this. All this stuff is going to be pretty much for free. So it's going to build the system. I'm going to walk you through some real examples and results that we've seen. We're going to talk about what you need to implement and track for your business. And then I'm going to give you some bonus tips for long-term growth, not just one and done type of referral partners. So let's get right into this. So why B2B referral partners work? All right. So first, everyone that starts a business or anyone that has a business wants leads. Usually we default to go to Google Gods and pray and spend money on Google Ads or Meta or Thumbtack or Home Advisor, Angie, whatever it is. We go there and we spend money and hopefully we get leads. This is flipping the entire axis and it's saying, I'm going to go build partnerships in the local community and I'm going to have them send me warm leads. You've spent money on Facebook ads and you get tire kickers and price shoppers. This is changing that dynamic. So that way local people in the local community are sending you leads. So that's why this partnership works. On top of that, if Thumbtack changes their algorithm or increases their prices, or Google changes their algorithm and changes how much a cost per click gets, then you're instantly spending a lot more money to get leads. B2B partnerships is not how it works. It's all about the relationship in the local community. So it works great. The other thing is that you can scale partnerships. So when I started working at this home service business, they went from having 100 partnerships to 150 partnerships. And the way that we did that is some of the things that I'm going to outline today is how do we actually build these partnerships and build an ultimate sales force. And really the cherry on top of this whole thing with why B2B partnerships work is because this. If you're the only salesperson in your business and you're responsible for getting leads and sales coming into your company, you're one person. This strategy is going to help you almost build a sales army out in your local community to send you leads when you're not out in the local community in people's homes sending you leads. So it's going to instantly increase the amount of salespeople that you have in the community, which is why it's a great strategy to do. So let's get right into how do you actually do this. So step one is to make a targeted list. So you want to think of complementary trades in your niche or companies in your niche. And we're also going to talk about charities and schools. It's going to kind of be two parts. We're going to talk about complementary trades and services in your niche, and we're going to talk about charities and schools and how do you leverage both of these. So first thing you want to think about is complementary trades, and I made a list here. So let's say you do gutter cleaning. Well, there's roofers that don't do gutter cleaning that are on people's roofs that could send you gutter cleaning referrals. Lawn care, landscaping, realtors, siding, windows and doors, permanent lighting, HOAs, PTAs, charities. These are all people that come in contact with your customers every single day that could refer you business if you do gutter cleaning. Whatever your business is, you want to think about what are maybe two or three. I would recommend picking about 3 different verticals and say, okay, I'm going to target these companies first. So when I was at a home service business, we did air duct cleaning and dryer vent cleaning. And so what we did was we picked 3 verticals. We picked HVAC contractors that either didn't do duct cleaning or they did duct cleaning, but when it's busy, they don't do duct cleaning. We picked restoration contractors that do maybe mold remediation or water damage restoration, and they need to clean the ducts and have ducts cleaned. And then we also picked property management companies that need to do dryer vent cleanings for their commercial properties to make sure that everything is safe. So those are the 3 verticals that we picked. Now, once you know your verticals, so let me go back here again. Gutter cleaning. If it was me and I had a gutter cleaning business, I would probably pick a lawn care company because they have a lot more volume. I would pick probably roofing company because they're constantly on people's roofs and maybe they have a foreman or project manager that could recommend gutter cleanings. And then definitely I would recommend permanent lighting and windows because permanent lighting, they're going to be up there installing lights. Hey, get your gutters cleaned. And even holiday lights, if it's not permanent, it's fine as well. All right. So once you get your complementary trades dialed in with who you're going to actually target, you got to go out and find these people. And this is where it's like, okay, well, I want to talk to these people. Do I just go and like, meet them at a Chamber of Commerce event? Do I go show up at their office? How do I know these people? There's a couple ways to do this. First, I'm sure y'all have been on a job site or you've been out somewhere and you're like, hey, I do this job. And they're like, oh, cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely refer you. Obviously, just, going out and meeting people is a great way to do this. But there's a strategic way that we do this as a business for other home service businesses. And I'm going to walk you through that strategy right now. So the first one is, literally, this is free. You go to Google, pressure washing company in your local area, and go here. This is the local map pack, and you click more businesses. All these businesses right here do pressure washing. Maybe they don't do gutter cleaning or whatever other service that you do. So what I would recommend doing, and this is literally what I did at the home service business, I went to here and I called this business, called this Cooper's Power Washing. I said, hey, Phil here, work over here. Do you guys do this gutter cleaning service? They would say yes or no. And maybe even I wouldn't tell them that I work at another company. I would just say, hey, do you guys do gutter cleaning? And then the CSR or whoever answered the phone would say, no, we don't. Yes, we do. Who do you work with? Who do you not work with? What you don't want to do here is like sell this whole big partnership and shebang to the CSR admin person. You want to this is more like suspecting. You're building a list of suspects that you could potentially partner with, but you don't need to sell, to the gatekeeper or CSR. You're just trying to get a list of people that you could go out and prospect. Then what you could do is go out on site, and we'll talk about that next. But basically, you want to get a list of people, and this is a manual way to get a list of potential partners. The other way to do it, which is what we do, which is more automated, is we use Fiverr. So if you go to Fiverr.com and you type in B2B lead list, B2B is business to business lead list, and if you just pick the one of these, you can go through and like do some research on which ones you like. Basically, like this person will do a B2B lead gen, LinkedIn leads, targeted leads, and prospect contact list. And they're going to give you the email list, the prospect business leads of the CEO, CFO, or CMO. And what they're going to provide you is the company name, website, person's name, email, title, LinkedIn, phone number, address, and also more, whatever that means. So let's say you wanted 100 of these business to business partners, $27. So if this was us, we would go to this, say, hey, person, can you build a list of 100 pressure washing companies in Dallas, Texas? We want the owners of these businesses, and we want their name, and we want their email address and their phone numbers. Now we're building a suspecting list that's automatically. Now, obviously, we don't know, do these pressure washing companies also do gutter cleaning or not? And there might be a little bit of back and forth that we need to do. But the whole premise is that we're getting a list of people that then we can prospect as partners. Hopefully there's some Q&A. If you have questions about this, put them in the Q&A because we'll talk about this at the end. But that's the basic strategy. Go to Fiverr, get a list, or go to Google and get a list. And I just showed you exactly how to do it, and you want to pick some verticals. So now once you get this list of people, there's two things that you can do. The first thing is you can email them. Obviously, you don't want to just like spam out a bunch of email. You need to have this dialed in pretty good with who you're going to email. You can even just send the emails from your personal email. And you don't want to go and say, sell the whole thing, the whole shebang of what you do. You're just trying to set up an initial conversation. So what we did at the home service business, I was literally in this role doing this. I would build a list like what I just showed you, and I would go out on site. I would show up to these people's offices, and I would say, hey, I'm Phil. I'm the director of business development at this business, looking to build some local partnerships. Who should I talk with? Do you have like a sales manager or an owner that I could talk about potentially passing leads back and forth? That was the exact script that I said. And usually it might be an admin or CSR or someone there, and they might say, oh yeah, it's Joe. He's out on the job site or he's not here. Cool, no worries. Can I get his email? Or can I get his business card? So that way I can have his email. And then I started building a relationship with him that way, calling him, maybe showing up to his job site, talking that way. The other thing that we would do is we did this cold email outreach. So one example that we did for a client recently, they do custom closets. We built a list of interior designers. So we did that exact strategy that I showed you. We got 47 interior designers in their local area, and we sent out this 3 email cadence. And I'm going to walk you through this. It gives you the exact scripts, and this is exactly what we do as a company, and it works great. First, we want to send an email, and the subject line, we want to say partnership ? They're going to get this email from your Phlash Consulting email, whatever your email is, and it's going to say partnership, and then it's going to say very simple. Hi, I came across your website or site looking for a local pressure washing company to work with. Are you open to a quick call? Simple as that. A lot of times people run into this trap of they try to sell the whole thing. We have this promo going on. We have this partnership program. We have da-da-da-da. No one cares about that. All they want to do is just talk about a partnership to potentially work together and share things back and forth. Now, that example that I just gave you where we sent out 47 of these emails, 7 people responded to this email. 7 people raised their hand and said, "Yeah, sure, here's my cell phone," or "Yeah, sure, give me a call. Yeah, sure, here you go." That's the first step. Don't oversell, just get the initial conversation going. Now, let's say that they do reach out. So I just said 47 emails, 7 responses. But let's say you send all these emails and no one reaches out to you. You can see who opened the email. And even if not, just call these people because you have their phone number and just say, "Hey, Phil, I sent you an email earlier about maybe partnering or working together in some capacity. Just wanted to see if you'd open to a conversation." Simple call like that. And then start the conversation. These are people that are in your local area, other business owners or other people that are like, trying to get their business going as well, that y'all could work together. And it's just an easy conversation as if you were to meet someone out in a store. So that's the basic premise of the first email. Now, let's say that they don't answer your call, you send them this email. What we do is we wait 3 days and we send another email. And in the subject line, it says, "I'm looking for looking for a reputable pressure washing company," whatever the service is. Same exact thing. "Hey, came across your website looking for this. You're free for a quick call." This subject line is 9 times out of 10 going to get an open rate, usually like 70, 80% open rates, because you're basically telling them, "I'm looking for you, looking for a reputable HVAC contractor," or whatever it is. So they're going to open this email and see this. And hopefully they say, "Yeah, cool, man. Give me a call. Let's talk." And then the last one, worst case, it's like, "Why does this person keep emailing me? Leave me alone." It's subject line, right person. And we usually do this a week later. So after 7 days, "Are you the right person? Hi, came across your site looking for pressure washing company to work with. Are you the right person to talk with about partnerships? No, you need to talk to John. What's John's email?" Cool. Now you're good to go. So to summarize this part, we're going to build a list. We're going to find complementary trades. We're going to build a list. We're either going to go on site and get business cards or go on site and talk to people. And we're going to literally the next step is like, what do we say to these people? So we're going to get to that. But we're going to build this complementary trades list. Then we're going to go through and we're either going to show up to their office and talk with them and get the initial ball rolling, or we're going to send them these cold emails and hopefully they reach out. And if not, we're going to call them. All right, next. Um, Before we say, what do we say when they reach back out to us? Because that's the next thing. There's one part to this, which is all these people now that you have emails of, you don't want to just be one and done, those 3 cold emails and never talk to these people again. What our recommendation is and what we do as a company is we put them into a quarterly or monthly email. And this email is going to be showing real jobs or client stories, giving education and value, and then staying top of mind. So I pulled up an example. This is actually from a client that we did, and I'll just show you. This company is an arborist, and we did this. We built this list for HOAs, and we're recommending we send them this thing like, "Schedule your HOA tree inventory today," and then it talks about, "Is your tree inspection scheduled for this summer?" A little bit about why work with us, then some signs of tree pests and diseases, some HOA tree inventory cataloging, like what exactly is it, and then a quick a customer review about our HOA's use growing earth tree care, blah 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 blah, and talking about HOA stuff. So basically, what we would recommend doing is don't just get those emails and then just never work with them ever again or send them anything ever again. Put them into a quarterly email, and the icing on top of this is like, if you're doing BNI groups, if you're in chambers of commerce, if you're meeting people and you have all these stacks of business cards on your desk or things that you do, you should be putting all these B2B partnerships into your newsletter, even if it's just quarterly, and just say like, "Hey, right now," let's say you're an arborist, like, "Right now everyone's doing their tree inspections, preparing for fall because all the leaves are going to fall and there's a lot of storms coming." So you basically just want to stay top of mind with these people so that way you can keep them coming back into your funnel and referring you. All right. So, okay, Phil, what do I say when they email me back and I actually have this conversation with them? Like, how do I get them to want to work with me? Because no one wants to be that guy that's just like, "Send me leads, send me leads, send me leads." And then, that's annoying. Like, "Leave me alone. Why are you emailing me? Leave me alone. Why are you showing up to my office? Leave me alone." This is why it's so, so important to get this messaging right. And we're going to talk through that now. So you are not the hero. They are the hero. And I want to say that again. You're not the hero. They are a hero. There's a book behind me called Building a Story Brand. And Donald Miller talks about this, is that your hero is that partner customer or your customer. They have a problem and you are the guide that's going to help them solve this problem. It's a complete 180 shift from just send me leads as a B2B partner. It's more so what's in it for them and what problems do they have that I'm uniquely positioned to solve. So I'm going to give you the examples of what our proposition was as a duct cleaning company to HVAC contractors. First, sticky customers. HVAC contractors have service contracts. Those service contracts, they want those service contracts because they're going to get, the tune-ups. They're going to also get big ticket sales down the line. But what they don't want is they don't want a customer to call in, one of their contract customers, and say, "Hey, do y'all do duct cleaning?" And they say no. And then they call the next HVAC contractor that does duct cleaning and they say, "Yeah, we do." And then they sign them up for their service contract when they're out there. So sticky customers is very important. And in the gutter cleaning, pressure washing, roofing side of things, it could be as well like having a sticky customer. If you do repeat business, that's complementary services. That way they don't go to someone else and use someone else. That's a very basic one. Second is in general, more money for technicians. So as business owners, we have team members. Usually, a good tech might make $20 to $30 per hour, maybe a little bit more, 35 or $40 an hour, which is great. But if they could make an additional $50 per job or $50 per day by referring you business, what business owner wouldn't want that for their technicians? And what technician wouldn't want that as a bonus? Like if I was a business owner, and this what we would say is, hey, you're getting this pay, but you can also make money if you get a good review. You can also make money if you get a tech lead that's sent in. And you can also make money if you refer this sister company that we're partnering with on this service. And we're building this partnership with this other company. So that way you can make more money and everyone wins. So this is a really nice one to get the buy-in from the techs. The other thing that we would say is support work with overflow work. Let's say you talk to someone and they do pressure washing. And they're like, yeah, we'll do gutter cleaning, but like, when we're slow, but our real bread and butter is pressure washing, or however that conversation sounds. We'll do gutter installs if we're slow, but we don't really want to. We just want to focus on roofs. However that sounds. Well, now it's like, what if you can make money by doing a service, but then you don't actually have to do the service? We can do it for you. And our pitch was for HVAC contractors, okay, you might do duct cleaning, but in the summer when everyone has no AC and you want to just do installs and no AC calls, you don't want to be bogged down by duct cleaning calls. So have us do your overflow work, especially for these really big companies. Have us do your overflow work, and then we'll come in and take care of it for you, and we'll even pay you for the referrals that you send us in a certain amount. And last but not least, I would say is a complimentary service. It's just very natural if you get pressure washing done for your house. You might also want to get new windows installed if they look foggy, or something that just naturally flows with the workflow that you as a business owner is like, yeah, I could do this service as well, or I could add this product line on, but I'm so focused on just doing this, but I still want to serve my clients well. So I want to have this solution that I can then go and recommend over here. I was on a call yesterday and the guy does garage repairs. It's like, okay, well, what about epoxy floors? That's a great complementary service. But then also, it's natural for your clients to say, yeah, my garage needs to be fixed, but also you can get epoxy floors done as well. So it's a natural flow of complementary service that can go in. And then the last one, we're going to talk about this. It's a little bit of a different strategy, but just in general, partnering with charities and schools for donations is just like they're the hero that has a problem. They want more donations for their charity or school, and we're the unique guide that's going to help guide them through this process. So all that to say, you need to figure out what is going to make the most sense for your complimentary service that you're going to go and pitch this to. So what are you going to say to them when they email you back or you get on the phone with them about a partnership? You're going to say, hey, we own a local business, and we know that your clients that you do pressure washing for probably ask you about gutter cleaning. And our clients that we do gutter cleaning for ask us about pressure washing. And we want to work together to send some referrals back and forth. You can send us referrals. We'll send you referrals. On top of that, we're going to help you stay sticky with your customers. And we're going to incentivize your technicians that they can make more money when they generate opportunities for us as well. And you don't have to get into that much detail about it, but basically you want to figure out what's in it for them. Now, this is the secret sauce to this that really unlocked a ton of opportunity for us at the duct cleaning company. And that is this. You need to be doing in-person lunch and learns with contractors. What you want to do is you get on a call with someone, say, hey, we have this partnership program, that we do, and we want to pass referrals back and forth, build a relationship with your company. The first step to this is really getting your technicians bought into this, because we want them to make sure that your customers are sticky. We want them, they probably have questions about gutter cleaning and like, what is it? And how do we actually work together and send referrals and stuff? So usually what I do, it's very important to say, usually what I do with companies is I'll bring in donuts on like a Tuesday morning. I'll show them some before and after pictures. I'll even show them like our rig of what we do and how we have things set up. And I'll just like teach them about this other service. It'll help them be more knowledgeable about their job and like the other things that are out there, but also I'll show them how they can send us referrals. So we what we would do, we would bring donuts. Usually the tech meetings are Tuesday mornings at like 6 a.m. So we show up with donuts. We'd go through like a before and after picture, go through like what our process looks like, educate them on what we do, answer their questions. Cause naturally, like HVAC and duct cleaning, they're very skeptical about duct cleaning. They think, oh, it's not that dirty. So we would walk them through what that means. Then here's the important thing. You have to make it easy for them to send you referrals. And that's what we're going to talk about next, which is how do you actually get these referrals coming into your business? And what we did was we did two things. We created a QR code like this, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Literally, I'm going to walk you through it. But what you want to do is make it so easy for them that that they can easily send you referrals and there's no friction. And so what we would do, we would show up to these, we bring donuts, show up to these meetings, and we pass out a bunch of these business cards like this, like a bunch of business cards that had a QR code on it. And the goal was, so like this, refer and get $50, scan this QR code. The goal was that all these technicians or anyone that you ever meet, they all have these like in their truck, just laying around everywhere. You want these cards everywhere. And when they go to their job site, they're going to scan this QR code and they're going to go to a form like this to submit a referral. So here's how this sounds. Technician, let's say they do gutter cleaning. They go out on the job site and they say, hey, I noticed some algae on your siding. Have you ever thought about getting your house pressure washed before? No, I haven't. Oh, well, we actually work with this company and they do pressure washing for our clients. I can have them give you a quick call and give you an estimate. Does that sound okay? One, that's a warm referral right there. And you got to do a little bit of coaching with this as well with their technicians to like educate them on how they position this. But that was the basic script right there. Then when they go back into their truck on their iPad, they scan this QR code and it goes to a form like this. And that form, they put in the homeowner's name, homeowner's phone number, homeowner's email address. They put my name, my email address, and then they put whatever their business name is as well. That way, now you have a record of them sending you a referral and then paying them out. So that's the basic premise. I want to say the script one more time. Technician is out at the home doing a gutter cleaning. They notice an opportunity for a pressure wash referral. Hey, I notice here that you have some algae or some stuff up here. Have you ever thought about having your home pressure wash? We actually work with a company that does all the pressure washing for our clients. I can have them give you a quick estimate and send that over. I think that I would recommend doing that. Yeah, sure, no problem. Simple as that. All right, let's talk about how do you actually make this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it easy to submit leads. We're going to make it easy to track partners individually because that's usually a big headache. And then we're going to make it simple and branded. There are way more high-tech ways to do this that we do, but I wanted to make it so simple that, and it's free, that it's just like, do this. So that's what I'm going to show you today is like a very simple way. And there's three things that you need. Well, maybe four, Canva, but Google form, Google Sheet, QR code generator, and then the categories. And I'm going to build it right now. So what you're going to do is go to Google, typing Google Forms, and Google Forms online form builder. So you could click this and you can click sign in. And if you don't have an account, just create a free one. It's free. Click sign in. And I'm going to change over to my Phlash Consulting one. You get a form like this. We're going to click blank form. And we're going to call this our Phlash referral form. All right. So we have this Phlash referral form. I spelled that right? No, I spelled it wrong. Phlash referral form. All right. Then we're going to create our first form here. We're going to create this one as a short answer. And we're going to go back here and we're going to literally just take this. We're going to say homeowner name. We're going to go back to our form here. Homeowner name. We're going to duplicate this. Homeowner email. Email. Phone. Duplicate this. My name is, my email is, so this is what the technician is going to be putting in, and then the company I work for. All right, so now we have this basic form here. So what we're going to do is we're going to publish this form. Let me just rename this. Okay, there we go. Publish. I'm going to make this available to Well, we'll just leave it like this. That's fine. Publish. So we're going to publish this form. Now, what this allows us to do, we can take this link and we can give this link to someone and say, fill out this form. So this is a form that then we can give to people. All right, so first step that we're going to do before we actually turn this on is we're going to go to responses, and we're going to click on link to sheets. And we're going to create a new spreadsheet, and we're going to select create. What this is doing is it's linking a spreadsheet like this to the responses that we're going to get from that form. So it's linking, when someone fills out this form, it's automatically going to get dropped into this spreadsheet for us. So it's going to track all these forms that come through, so then we can easily see what's going on. And I would probably add customer, did they convert or not? This is going to be a manual thing that we're going to track on our end, because we're going to see, did this actually convert into a customer or not? Then we know that we need to pay these people out. All right, so we're going to go over here, and I'm just going to fill this out. Test, 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 submit. If technology works, great. We just got the timestamp here, and we got all these tests. And notice this one's blank. And I'm going to say, yep, this one did convert. So I know that I need to pay this person out from this company, and that's a yes. So let's go back to this. We built the Google form that linked to a Google sheet. So now we have a form for all of our referrals, and we have a sheet to keep track of all the referrals that come through. Now, what we want to do is we want to take this form, we want to take this link, and we want to create a QR code for this link, because we want to make something. So we're going to go to qrcodegenerator.com. Again, this is free. Let me X out of this. We're going to put this QR code, and then we're going to download this QR code. And when we download it, it's going to make this custom QR code. That QR code, if you were to scan it on your phone, is going to take you directly to that form. So that now we have this QR code. It looks like this. Okay, you can see that. Cool. So we have the QR code. Now the last piece of this is like, let's make something that looks semi-decent like this. And you could work with a printer or something. I just make this on Canva. If you go to Canva and you were to type in referral card, you can get a simple referral card, like maybe something like this or like this or like this. But just make something very simple that looks easy, refer and get $50 or something like that. All right, so now that you're armed with, you got your cards, you got your form that people are going to fill out, you got a way to track it. Now you have the whole system to go out and deploy this. You get the complementary services, you build the relationship, you do the B2B, the donuts drop off. Then you have all these cards, you get referrals coming in, and then they send them to you. Now, the last piece is, okay, Phil, well, how do I pay these people, and what do I do, and how do I get them the money? What we did was we literally, we're a $3 million business, right? And we had this all on spreadsheets running like this. And once a week, it was someone's job in the office just to go through these and take this person's phone number, go to our Jobber or CRM, figure out, did this convert or not? And then if it converted, yes, yes, yes. And then we would build a list. And for some people, you get people that are rock stars and they just send you a ton of referrals and a ton of customers. We would either Venmo them, or we would get them, what are they called? Gift cards to like Walmart or Amazon or whatever, different gift cards, and send them out. There are tools out there that can automate this entire process. Again, this is just like, I'm trying to make it very simple so that way people can set this up. But there's tools out there that can automate this. One in particular is called Clicky, CLICKI, that can kind of automate this whole process and make it more streamlined. But this is a very basic way to get this running for your business. All right, I want to talk a little bit about charities and PTAs, because this is another one that doesn't take as much finesse, that is low hanging fruit for every single business, and rarely do businesses actually execute this. You don't have to go out and like do this whole donuts and dance around, and it's like more of a very, very easy way to build this. So here's what you do. You find the local charities. Maybe there's a couple charities in your area, and you can do a search just like I did. You don't even really need a full on Fiverr strategy, or like a PTA, local schools, private schools, public schools that you are in your area, and you reach out to them, like, who is head of your PTA, who's head of your charity engagement, because we want to make some donations to your business and work together. So you figure out what your offer is. The easiest one in forever is, if someone works with you, if they work with us, we're going to donate $50 every time someone signs up to work with us. So let's say you do gutter cleaning. Hey, we're partnering with this local charity. Anytime someone does a gutter cleaning through us and through you, then we're going to give you $50. And also, obviously we'll do the gutter cleaning for them as well, but they're going to be getting a service done that they need to get done and also donating to a local charity that they support. And it's a reason for them to donate more money to you through us. It's a great killer offer that most 9 times out of 10, every charity is going to say, yes, please sign us up. How do we do this? So you're going to figure out how to get leads coming in with landing page or tracking, which I'm going to show you that again. And then you're just going to execute with them. And the way this looks is you reach out to these people, you tell them the basic script that I just told you, and this is the game plan. You say, hey, I have this email template. What I want you to do is send this out to your customer or your donors or your audience. Let's say that the PTA or the charity has a list of 5,000 people or 10,000 people in their database. Usually have big databases. In the subject line, you want to say support our school with the spring tune-up. This is for an HVAC contractor we ran this for, but support our school with a fill in the blank. Get your AC ready and help our PTA raise funds. Insert name. We'll donate $50 for every tune-up booked using the link below. You can obviously add a little bit more color commentary to this with pictures. And I would recommend adding a deadline for urgency, like in July or in August. This is running for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And then send this from the school or by the school or PTA. So you want to send this from the charity or the PTA. So that way it's coming directly from them, not you. And what you want to do is you want to create this exact same scheduling link like what I did before. So create a simple form. The categories is just name, phone number, email, and then organization that you want to donate to. What I would recommend is don't have a bunch of different landing pages and forms for all these different PTAs and charities. Just make one simple one where people can put their name, phone number, email, and then the organization that they want to donate to. That way you have one central place. You just point everyone there. And then again, you have your simple way to track it and they just come in as a simple lead. So you tell them, hey, send this email. I would recommend sending it like 3 or 4 times. If we're going to do this in the month of July, send it 3 or 4 times. And maybe you could give them, change these subject lines up, ask ChatGPT to give you a couple different subject lines, change them up a little bit. Like, 1 day left to sign up for this to donate $50. So far, we've donated over $5,000 or whatever that is. Get people excited about this. And then also you want to give them social media templates. So here's a template. Spring fundraiser alert. Partnering with Phlash HVAC to raise funds for our school. Schedule an AC tune-up. $50 goes to our PTA. Book here. Link. Let's stay cool and support our kids. Like, this is a very simple social post. And then, you can make a Canva graphic, or you could just give them a graphic of your truck or in a logo thing. And basically, make it very easy for these people. The charity and PTA, I guarantee if you were to do this, it's gonna crush. And also, you don't have to spend any money. And this is kind of the synopsis of both of these strategies, that you don't have to deploy. I haven't told you once that you need to spend money, except for if you're going to build a Fiverr list, but I haven't told you that you have to spend any money to get customers and leads coming in the door. You only pay when you get customers that sign up to work with you, and then you pay out to your referral partners. This is why I started out by saying, like, if I was starting a business, or if you don't do this, it's like a free way to get business coming in the door all over the place, like, tons and tons of leads coming in. And then of course you need to figure out, how am I going to keep track of this stuff and scale this stuff? But like, if you're not doing this and you're just trying to, do things on social media, it's not bad, but this is a very like boots on the ground, tactical way to get leads coming into your business. All right. So this always comes up. How do I track these rewards? What I would recommend is create the landing page, ask some of those qualifying questions that I told you before. You can automate this and tag this in your CRM. That's what we do. But basically, a form comes in, and let's say you use Java or something else, you can create a custom field and then put in there like who was the technician that sent it. And then you could run a simple report or something in a spreadsheet and pull that out of your data. That way you don't have to audit every single one. Just like at the end of the month, you just click a button and you get all the customers that came through from different referral partners. And then you can easily build that out. And then we would recommend doing some type of a monthly payout, or something that's like, if you hit 10 referrals, then you get X. What we found is that if you do this on a per job basis, it can get very, very tedious very quickly, and you're almost running around just giving people money instead of, running your business. So I would recommend saying, like, once you hit 10 referrals, then we'll pay you out. Once you hit 5 referrals, then we'll pay you out. Or once you hit $100 or whatever that threshold is, then we'll pay you out. That way you have like these chunks of blocks that it's not like over and over and over again trying to pay people for all these random things. All right. So what you must do in this whole thing, you gotta, do some legwork to get the list. You gotta make some follow-up calls and build some relationships, whether that's PTA, charity, or it's other businesses. You have to have a little bit of acumen to communicate. And they're the hero. You're not the hero. They have a problem. You are the guide. With the charities and PTAs, you're the guy that says, hey, you want donations? Here's how we can get more donations, and here's what we're gonna do. Same thing with the other side of it is like, what is in it for them? Your technicians want to make some more money on the job site. And the problem is that your technicians are always complaining that they need a raise. I have a solution for that that's going to help you and help them make more money and help your technicians stay happy, or whatever that sounds like. Then you need to run some lunch and learns or some meetings, whether that's with the PTA or that's with the local businesses. You had to like build a relationship with them and be confident that you're helping them solve a problem for them. And you got to really build real relationships. I think we would all say that's on this call is like, it's just about helping people, being a local community, being a local business owner, and like building real relationships in the community, which is why I hate when people just, throw money at the Google gods, throw money at Meta, but then they won't do this in their local community and build real relationships. To me, it's like a little bit lazy. Like this is why we're a local business. This is what we do. This is really what it comes down to. It's not just AI and automation. It's really about like, helping people and helping the local community and building relationships. And the last thing is I would engage your team. So like with our business, we had 5 CSRs and it's 20 some technicians in our business. And so we wanted to make sure that our CSRs, customer service representatives, were also like involved in signing new people up. So here's exactly how that would look. Let's say someone called in and said, hey, I have a referral for you, or hey, I heard about you from this HVAC contractor, I heard about you from this thing. Well, then from there, we would say, cool, Phil, go reach out to these people and go talk to them about building a partnership because like they already send you some referrals. Like, let's go for this. So there's a little bit that you have to do, but at the end of the day, this is going to grow your business.